No, please, what? Please. Please, what?
I said, you know alright?
I'm alright. Are you alright?
No. High five me, Chris.
I'm not touching. There's a group of little kids trying to chase me. One of them actually struck at me. Just letting you know.
What?
You ever disrespect my crip and hood, you're gonna go down like the rest of them.
While content streamers might be all about delivering that top-tier entertainment we can't get enough of, they sometimes go overboard, ending up risking way more than just their view counts.
Hopefully they don't stop us. This is by far the stupidest thing I have done in my entire life. Maybe worse than the cartel.
Sometimes, sadly, they walk right into danger, and the price they pay is more than they ever bargained for. Take, for instance, one popular streamer, Arab, who walked into the lion's den by himself and got caged.
Currently in the random desert in Haiti. I am not kidding. I'm staying at an expensive hotel, and I'm invited. They're taking care of me. They've given me a bed.
And then another, popularly known on YouTube as Tanner, who threw a camera in the face of a passerby and got shot in the stomach. These streamers don't just know when to draw the line. However, here is a compilation of wild time streamers walked into the wrong hood and paid heavily for it. So first up, of course, we've got Arab, that fearless but seriously controversial YouTuber known for marching right into some of the most dangerous corners of the world, all in an effort to show his viewers what life is really like in those places. No filters, no sugarcoating, just raw reality. But of course, things don't always go as planned. One of his wildest, most nerve-wracking experiences happened when he set his sights on Haiti, determined to capture the harsh conditions and chaotic energy there. But getting into the country wasn't easy, so he had to smuggle his way in, which sounds pretty intense already. But things took a turn for the worse when he found himself face-to-face with one of Haiti's most feared men, Lanmo Sanju, and was subsequently kidnapped.
I've got unlimited beer, and here we are eating with the boss, Le Monsanju. Le Monsanju.
And while Arab himself seemed almost too calm about the whole ordeal, taking it all in stride as part of the adventure, his fans were totally freaking out, especially after his brother took to Twitter to confirm that Arab had in fact been kidnapped, adding to the tension by sharing that during a live session he even heard people speaking Arabic in the background, which just fueled the worry.
All I heard was some people talk to you in Arabic.
A lot of Arabic. There's like 30 Arab. 30?
The kid, not wasting any time, demanded a huge ransom of $600,000 for his safe release. But thanks to some big-time intervention from both the US government and Barbecue, the man Arab had been hoping to meet with in the first place, the amount got negotiated down, and Arab was finally freed after paying a much smaller but still significant sum of $38,000. You'd think an ordeal like that would make anyone rethink their choices, right? But nope, not Arab. That experience in Haiti barely even slowed him down. In fact, it wasn't the only time he brushed up against real danger, because about a year before that, he'd ventured out to the floating slums of Nigeria to give his audience a look at daily life there. Right from the start, his guides warned him that things could get dicey, especially with locals who were known to hassle foreigners for money while navigating the narrow waterways. But Arab, being Arab, just ignored the warnings and kept on filming. And sure enough, once they got deeper into the slum, a group of 6 guys confronted them, clearly looking to shake them down for some quick cash. Arab, trying to avoid any escalation, was ready to hand over the money, but fortunately one of his team members managed to calm things down without any cash changing hands, saving Arab from yet another close call that could have ended really badly. Next up on this list is a streamer known as Poseidon, who had an experience that went from zero to terrifying real quick while he was just casually streaming his day at a cozy little Italian restaurant in Hollywood. Out of nowhere, this random guy strolls up to him and, without missing a beat, lays down a warning that's about as subtle as a sledgehammer, telling Poseidon that he's a real deal gangster, part of the mob, and that he's been getting non-stop calls about Ice being there, like 30 calls at least. And, well, the message is clear. He'd better pack up and leave before things turn really ugly. The guy leans in close, whispers straight into his ear, and basically tells him, "Hi, I'm getting about 30 calls about you on my phone, and I'm a gangster, so you better leave here right now before there's trouble of yourself."
I'm getting about 30 calls about you on my phone, and I'm a gangster, so you better leave here right now before there's trouble of yourself. You understand that? You're mob over here.
Ice Poseidon, understandably, doesn't even think twice about complying. He's just like, nope, I'm not about to mess with the mob, and starts to make his exit, thinking he's in the clear. But just as he's heading out, his nerves go from bad to worse because there's this guy outside, right along the restaurant's path, who's staring him down way too intensely, like this look that practically screams, I'm about to do something. And that's when Ice Poseidon completely freaks out. You can actually see him on the recording, taking off at top speed, convinced this dude might be seconds away from pulling out a gun on him. As he's scrambling to get away, he's muttering in total panic. He's staring at me, oh god, he's effing. This Ngia is staring at me, he's probably going to do something. Oh, my wallet. Oh, I dropped my wallet. Okay, I'm getting shot.
Actually, he's staring at me. Oh God, he's fucking bro. This is staring at me. He's probably gonna go to some. Oh, my wallet. Ooh, I dropped my wallet. Okay, I'm getting shot. I'm getting shot, dude.
He's saying all this as he's practically running for his life, clearly rattled to his core, with every second of it caught on tape. This next streamer really went too far with his stunts until he found himself paying the price by getting shot in the stomach. Unlike some of the OG prank channels that have been around since the early days of YouTube, Tanner's channel, ClassifGoons, is a newer addition, only popping up in 2022. At first, it seemed pretty innocent, with relatively harmless pranks like cutting in line at the Washington State Fair and pretending to help workers with petty theft for laughs. But as so often happens with prank channels chasing that extra bit of shock value, Tanner soon started pushing boundaries, and what was once lighthearted fun turned into him straight up bothering people for content. It wasn't exactly a shocker to anyone that his chase for clout was going to backfire. He was essentially using innocent bystanders as props in his videos, and he didn't seem to care if they were uncomfortable. Unfortunately, the wake-up call he needed came on April 2nd, 2023, in the worst way possible.
Hey, dip, quit thinking about my twinkle.
What's that mean?
Hey, dip, quit thinking about my twinkle.
No.
Hey, dip.
In the now infamous clip, you can see the guy he targeted, a man named Alan, trying to walk away and asking Tanner multiple times to just stop. But Tanner wouldn't let up, pushing the guy's buttons until Alan did something no one saw coming. He reached into his right pocket, pulled out a handgun, and shot Tanner in the stomach.
Hey, dip, quit thinking about my twinkle.
Stop!
He pulled out a handgun from his right pocket and shot Tanner in the stomach.
Tanner was rushed to the hospital where he spent several days fighting for his life as doctors worked to repair the damage. The bullet had pierced both his stomach and liver, putting him through a truly life-threatening ordeal. You'd think this experience would have led Tanner to reflect on his actions, but incredibly, he came out of it with zero accountability, even doubling down by saying he planned to keep doing what he was doing, in his own words. But you know, we're going to continue the videos and keep it pushing. It is what it is. A quick look at his channel shows that getting shot did little to deter him. He's still out there, seemingly willing to risk everything for the sake of views. Then there's CookSucks, a pretty popular IRL streamer with over 100,000 followers on Twitch who spends his time exploring different places around the world, hoping for some spontaneous entertainment to unfold on camera. In June 2023, he decided to head over to England, primarily streaming from Liverpool, where he planned on just casually browsing electronics stores to pick up some gear, expecting a pretty chill day. But it didn't take long for the day to take a sharp turn, as he was soon approached by a group of young, masked gang members on bikes. They started off by asking him who he was and how much money he made. Questions that seemed innocent enough at first, so he tried to ignore them by ducking into a nearby store.
What's up, guys?
What are you vlogging on?
Me?
Yeah.
You wouldn't. It's Chinese.
No, how many
thing.
people's on it? Copy in it?
Not many. Like my brother.
But they weren't about to let it go and followed him inside, continuing to hover around as he tried to shake them off. When he left the store, they began tailing him even more closely, and things got unsettling when they started putting on masks and gloves, a clear sign they were ready to take things to the next level. By this point, CookSucks was obviously feeling the pressure, but he kept his cool, trying to just keep moving.
What's up, guys?
What are you vlogging on?
Me?
Yeah.
You wouldn't. It's Chinese.
No, how many
thing.
people's on it? Copy in it?
Not many. Like my brother.
They trailed him into yet another shop and seemed ready to rob him if they got the chance. But thankfully, the situation didn't escalate further. Still, it was a pretty intense welcome to Liverpool, and a reminder that not every random encounter is just a harmless chat, especially when you're live streaming for an audience that's watching every move unfold in real time. Next is KongJoel. His was a wild story because he found himself in a real-life thriller. KongJoel is a South Korean content creator known for his IRL travel streams, with almost 50,000 followers tuning in to watch him explore the world, one live stream at a time. Now, he was casually walking around Durban, South Africa, in broad daylight, just chatting with his viewers, who were practically screaming at him to leave the area because, well, safety isn't exactly guaranteed in certain parts, and it looked like the risk of getting robbed was pretty high. But KongJoel, in his usual adventurous spirit, just kept on going, despite the warnings, and sure enough, it didn't take long before a group of men swooped in, grabbed his phone, and took off. Now, KongJoel wasn't about to let them just run off with his stuff, so he shouted and started chasing after the thief, but unfortunately the group managed to make a quick escape by jumping into a waiting van. But here's the kicker. The guy holding KongJoel's phone didn't realize that he was still live streaming, and at one point, he accidentally aimed the camera right at his own face, giving the viewers an unexpected up-close shot of the thief. This all went down on October 25th, and what makes it even crazier is that just the night before, KongJoel had another close call when 3 men tried to jump him along the beach. That time, although he managed to hold on to his phone, he wasn't entirely unscathed, as he later shared that he was kicked and punched by the assailants. Recapping that intense moment, he said, "That guy kicked me and then punched me, but I kept grabbing my phone. And then I pulled tight. He fell off and ran away." His followers didn't hold back either, with several people commenting that he really should have listened to the warnings to get out of there. One viewer pointed out, "Those anonymous tippers could have saved his phone if he actually paid attention to them." One person commented, "OMG, and it happened just after he was being warned." Another wrote, "Should have listened to that comment." A third said, referencing the tipper who urged KongJoel to leave, warning he could get hurt, robbed, or maybe referring to a tipper who had specifically told him to leave to avoid getting hurt, robbed, or maybe even worse. And believe it or not, this isn't even the first time KongJoel's had his stuff stolen while streaming in South Africa. Just last year, he was filming a stream on Kik when a woman snatched his tripod and took off. Then there was that time in Barcelona where he was recording himself walking through the streets of the Catalan capital, and things started off fine, with one guy approaching him, just making small talk. And then suddenly, there were 2 guys, kind of flanking him, chatting him up. Out of nowhere, a third man appeared off camera, and before he knew it, one of them had wrapped an arm around his neck, dragging him to the ground as the screen went blank.
I want to know his name. I want to know. It's me.
But fortunately, he managed to get away unharmed. And then we come to the story of KulakKan, a guy who lived life in the fast lane, known all over for his wild, party-loving personality. The kind of person who was practically born to go viral. He first shot to fame back in 2016 with videos that showed him drinking like there was no tomorrow, going all out until he'd literally black out. This, mind you, all while he was still underage, which only added to his reputation as this rebellious figure who just didn't care about rules. Over time, he racked up over 700,000 followers on Facebook and even managed to snag a few appearances in local music videos, building up a fan base that ate up his every move. But then he went a step too far. He insulted the wrong guy, and it ended up costing him his life. During his last stream, KulakKan made the bold, if not reckless, decision to take a direct shot at El Mencho, the notorious leader of the new generation Jalisco cartel, one of the most feared and powerful cartels in Mexico. And in true KulakKan style, he didn't hold back, throwing out explicit insults, going so far as to tell him to suck his D, acting completely unbothered and even claiming he wasn't afraid of him. But what he didn't count on was that his words would actually reach their intended target. And just a few days later, a group of armed men stormed into the bar where he was hanging out, and without a moment's hesitation, they took him down, ending both his life and his online career in a matter of seconds. Connell Joseph found himself in quite the unexpected mess during a shoot in San Diego, learning firsthand that what starts off as a joke can quickly spiral into something much more intense. So there he was, casually filming his usual clips when his cameraman happened to zoom in on this huge guy across the street. A guy who was definitely not the type to just shrug off being watched. Right away, the guy spots them and starts calling out, asking them a few questions that left everyone watching the video cracking up but also feeling the tension. The first thing he asks is if they're locals, but Connell, thinking this is just another goofy moment for his runaway style streaming, replies with a snarky, "I'm from my mom's."
From what? No, I'm from my mom's Virginia.
Safe to say, that answer didn't go over well with the guy, who was about to show Connell exactly what kind of reality he'd stumbled into. It started off almost mild, with the guy saying that they should check in with the locals before filming in the area. Connell tried to keep it light, joking about being a scammer, but that was the last straw for the guy, who quickly got even more worked up, telling them to turn off the camera and storming off when they didn't comply. Things started heating up fast as more locals got involved, backing the guy up and insisting that they follow the area's unspoken rules, turning what started as a simple shoot into a lesson in reading the room.
What are you doing?
Bro, turn the camera off.
You know,
bro.
like nature.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Bro, turn the camera, bro.
Wait, what's happening?
Hey, bro, turn off the camera.
Wait, what's happening?
Then, Neon. Neon is one of those personalities who fans practically anticipated would eventually push the wrong buttons and get himself into trouble. So naturally, when he disrespected infamous gang member and internet rapper Crip Mac, a lot of people thought he was finally going to get a taste of the consequences. Now, if you're meeting up with a gang member, you'd think the last thing you'd do is wear the colors of their rival gang. But that's exactly the blunder Neon made. When they were set to hang out at Universal Studios, Neon showed up decked out in red and even had the nerve to bring Crip Mac a red cap as a gift. Unsurprisingly, Crip Mac was immediately ticked off, tossing Neon to the ground without a second thought and warning him, "Ever disrespect my Crip hood, you're going down like the rest of them."
Ever disrespect my Crip and hood, you're gonna go down like the rest of them.
And that should have been enough, but Neon, true to form, didn't know when to quit. He kept on with his antics, testing Mac's patience until eventually Mac chased him around the park. This wasn't even the first time. The moment Aiden Ross introduced them in a call, Neon had already shown up in red, so honestly, it was only a matter of time before he found himself in hot water. And there's also Just Snags, who's kind of infamous for crossing the line. He's been dubbed one of the biggest creeps on Kick, and back in February 2024, he almost got himself in serious trouble with the Mexican cartel. While streaming, he decided to go off on a tangent about none other than El Chapo, saying he wasn't afraid of him, and even throwing around a few F El Chapo comments. Well, as anyone could guess, it didn't take long for that clip to blow up online, and the moment it did, Snags realized just how foolish he'd been. In a desperate attempt to backtrack, he quickly put out a video begging for forgiveness and explaining that he was just playing, because clearly he knew that messing with cartel figures could end badly, fast. And let's not forget about the out-of-the-trail duo, Aaron P.A. and Logan Howard, who took a road trip from Indiana to Mexico in February 2020, hoping for a peaceful bird-watching vacation. But while exploring, they ended up on a road that was apparently off-limits and soon found themselves staring down cartel members who weren't exactly thrilled with their presence. Thankfully,
Go, no, please, what? Please. Please, what?
they were able to explain that they were just there for bird watching, and in a twist of luck, the armed men simply warned them about the area's dangers and advised them to turn back before they cross paths with people even less forgiving. In your opinion, do you think these streamers need to get it together judging from what we have just covered? Drop us a comment.